Hi, this is Krista Renee, and welcome to All Walks of Life. And I am your host. Welcome. And my mission statement is we are immature journalists. Well, I am an immature journalist trying to make the world better. My guest here today is Mr. Don Mack. And if you remember, he was on my 90-day podcast, Don Mack, Real and Personal. Welcome, Don Mack. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Okay. And today we are going to be discussing a few things. Number one, um, the mayor, the mayor of Waterbury. Now, I don't know, Don Mack, if you remember the mayor of Waterbury, Mayor Philip Giordano. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I heard about him, but not really exactly. But
Well, let me bring him up really quick. Let me just share my screen here. I'll just share my screen quickly. And now, let me just, this is the mayor. This is the
okay,
former mayor of Waterbury.
okay,
And let me just give you, let me just, okay, there we go. Okay. And let me just give those who are listening some insight. The former mayor of Waterbury, Mayor Philip Giordano, has lost another attempt to reduce the 37-year prison sentence he is serving for sexually abusing two pre-teenage girls. Okay,
uh-huh.
and Giordano was convicted of charges that over at least 6 months he repeatedly raped the daughter and niece of a Waterbury sex worker, sometimes in his city office. The woman and Giordano were in a relationship at the time. One of the reasons why his um, his conviction or his prison sentence was rejected over. Um, his failure to acknowledge the harm his actions cause does not jive with his claim that he would pose no danger to the public. So that is why his prison sentence was rejected. They said that he showed no remorse. Do you remember that story? Me and you are from Connecticut.
Yeah, it coming back to me right about now. I remember that story about that, but it had that story had got to a point like that. You have fade away for a period of time. You know what I mean? But now, since you bring it back up, I mean that happened way back when.
Now, this happened back in 2003. And as voters, we have to be careful who we elect into our office. I mean, these people who we elect into our office, we see, we elect them to because we think they are fit to run our towns and our cities, right?
Right, but that happened way back in
In
2003. But
2003.
now it's 2022.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's going on now? He's trying to run again?
No, matter of fact, his he went up for parole and his parole was rejected. They felt like he showed no remorse.
Right. Yep, well, they did it right.
He's not taking any accountability of what he has done.
Well, they should have been cut that long time ago. It's like the point they was not really paying attention. You know, it's a different with people when people get to a point like that, when they know other people and other people, somebody else already know what he was doing, but nobody really spoke up because he know people's like that got his back. You know, what I'm trying to say is like not only him. You look at what's her name, uh, what's the guy named in Connecticut? What's his name? He got like to a point like not Ned Lamont, the one phobic Ned Lamont. What's his name?
You're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
can't get
gosh.
his name and get you know what and get like since you mentioned about he from Waterbury, you know they may happen in Waterbury, but he got like to a point like I can't what's his name?
Oh my God,
Before,
I'm
yep,
going to have to look him up.
yep.
I'm going to have to look him
It's
up.
going to hit a bell on me. But look what happened with him. It's like the point he did so much work.
And he did community service at the Salvation Army. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Exactly. But look what happened though. He turned around, he put time, you know, in prison, you know, in the good prison. Then turned around, got out of prison. And guess what? And got like to a point, it was supposed to be like that when you do time like that, you know what I mean? Then he turned around with the Waterbury and turned around.
Right, but he did not sexually assault teenagers.
Right.
So let's get that straight.
But I know he didn't do that, but guess what? But still, it's a different when they come down with the color of us, when they do things like to a point like they get away with it. But when we do things in a situation that we get punished for, we cannot go back in that field and try to get a better job.
Right.
Like they does.
Right.
It's a difference between, you know, the color. You know what I mean? And a lot of that is still going on right about now.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes. Let's make this. I feel you.
Yeah, because
I feel you.
I mean, I think everybody should be treated equally, the same,
Yeah.
and not just the color of your skin.
Right. Because you know what? I feel like these people who we see fit to economically, financially, and environmentally run our cities and towns for the better good. We hope that their judgment are good, right?
Right.
Right. So we would like them to lead our towns and our cities to get us out of debt, to help with the school systems, so that we could, our school systems could be in a better learning and more developmental state with more activities for our school children of all ages. We would hope that our mayors would help with job and wages and more pays, work with small businesses and entrepreneurs, you know, working with the police enforcements and the crimes that is going on within the communities and the cities. You know, that is their job. That's why we elect these mayors of high you know, in these positions. And yet and still we are ignoring the fact that look at what he has done to these preteens. Where are they now? How are they coping?
Well, you know what? I agree with you. I agree with you, ma'am. Ma'am, it's like to a point like he's not the only one.
Oh, of course not.
He's not the only one have done things wrong. You know, it's other have done things wrong and got away with it, and something will happen to be on the hush hush.
Mm-hmm.
But it just happened to a point like that. He just happened to just got caught.
Right.
And that's what life is all about. If you get caught carrying, you got to pay the consequences. If you don't get caught carrying on, they keep it up on the table, up on the rug.
But you know what? You know what's sad is the woman that he was messing with. It was her daughter and her niece.
Well, you know what? That situation that he caused it on his own. I mean, he got like to a point. He just took matters in his own hand. He just didn't care. You
But
know what
what
I mean?
happened to the? Where is the mom? I hope the mom is doing just as much jail time as he is, because it was her daughter.
She knew about it.
She was in a relationship with him, and she brought her daughter and her niece to him so that he can sexually assault both those two pre-teenage girls.
Well, she should be punished. Did she get punished too?
I would hope so. I hope she got just as much jail time as he did. I would hope. I would hope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. If she didn't, like the point, I'm gonna say it again. It's like I'm not really. I mean, I know that this guy and her. It's like to a point like everybody make mistakes, but not that kind of mistake.
Yeah, not that,
Not
not
that
not
kind of
not
mistake.
that kind of mistake. I mean, we all make mistakes, but not that kind of mistake. Yeah, not that kind of mistake. Let's we're going to we're going to take him off. We're going to take him off our screen now. We're going to stop
But
sharing.
but what I'm saying is, it's like it's a different, it's a big different with race plays a big factor in this. I have seen people had done the same thing and got out of it because they get like to a point they pay the judges off. You know what I mean, right? Like I say, life is all about, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's the name of the game. I have seen people go through things like to and get out, and people be like, "Whoa, now how that happen?" Now see, look what us black people right now. We sticking together now. Look what happened to George Floyd. You feel me, right? They try to get those cops out of that. And guess what? Now the cops continue on doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's the same thing with the mayors. What you talking about? They think because they got the power. Right now, people is getting tired of that. We are getting tired of that. You may have the power, but you can get like to thinking you just gonna kill us. You know what I mean? And get away with it. And guess what? We got kids that's growing up. And matter of fact, is growing up, and they looking at things the same way. And guess what? Kids these days, they grow up being smart. I'm gonna tell you this when I say that. Now, if you ever take time to look at it, back in the days, black people was not used to be in the office.
Right.
Now, time is changing. God is turning all this messing around.
Right.
Whatever they did to us, God turning around slowly but surely. Let everybody see the light. When you mess up, guess who's coming up in there? We are.
But we have to do better when we get up in there.
Yeah, we need to get
We have to do better,
Yeah.
and we have to do
stick together. We need to stick
not only
together.
stick together, but we have to do a better job, because sometimes when we get up in there, we can be messy too.
Yeah,
We
true.
can be messy too.
But you know what though? But you see what you said right there a while ago? When we get up in there, we're gonna be messy too. But guess what? We gonna think twice. Because number one,
Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't.
It depends. Get up in there, but when we got ourselves a good job, sometimes we like to point. Oh, we ain't gonna mess that up.
No.
No.
You can't say that, because
it depends.
sometimes when you hear black folks in positions, some mayors, mayor. I don't want to misquote, but there was a mayor who was on crack. there was a mayor who was on crack.
I think I heard about that.
So, so we got to do better.
But you know what though? Right, I agree with you on that. I agree. Well, we ain't that dumb. Well, let me tell you something. One thing about us, we gonna be a little more smart because we like to a point we already know when we get hit, they gonna hit us hard. You know what I mean, right? No, it's true. But it always come back around again. It's not what you know, it's who you know. If you know somebody, you got money, you know the judge, whoever you know, you got juice in there, you ain't, it's not gonna, you might do time, I mean, but you're gonna go to a good prison, you know what I mean, right? You're not going to the bad prison. When people that they don't like you, they're gonna mess you up. They gonna send you to good prison. Guess what? You probably won't go there. They say they gonna send you there. Your ass probably at home with your family. No, I'm trying to
but
tell
I
you.
think this, I think this mayor is in prison.
You see him in it? I'm trying to tell you. Let it happen to me. I would be up in there.
I think this mayor is in prison.
What?
But my point is, listen, these people in these high positions, even these entertainers, listen, we have to stop this. We have to do better. Just like with R. Kelly, one of your favorite
Yeah.
song
My boy.
entertainers.
My man.
Let's show him.
My man.
Let's show
My
him.
man.
Let's show him.
My man. You know what
Let's show him.
and I never thought he was doing something like that.
I mean, come on. We have to do better. We cannot assume that we could look up and idolize these men who we think are in these positions.
And that really shocked me right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to love his song. I mean, yeah, I still love his song, but it's like to the point, you know, that. But some of these things, it's like that. I mean, what he have done, it could have really came a lot more forward, because I listened to him what he was saying, that the mothers, the only thing they wanted was just money,
Right.
and they was like selling their daughter to him.
Right.
So I look at it this way: something had to go wrong somewhere down the line. Somebody had to say something. Maybe but probably got like to a point like told you, I'm not paying them more money. So somebody spilled the beans. I mean, because he was doing it for a while.
But it was disgusting.
I know it was disgusting, but it's like the point he's supposed to be a grown ass man. Excuse my language, y'all, but that was something like the point he should have never did for the get go. You know what I mean? But the man was like to a point like he been raised up that way. But he discussed himself with his father. You feel me, right? The thing he was going through. So he should have got help then.
Yeah, because I feel like if you were sexually abused as a
Right.
child
Right.
or molested as a child,
Right.
and now you're an adult and you feel those urges where you feel like you need to sexually assault other people, or you need to follow that trend, how you've been treated growing up, then you need some counseling.
Well, you need some counseling, but it's like the point is right, which is true. But he felt like that at that time in the moment. I feel like that he should never. He should have been. He should have been charged too. What he was charged, but guess who else should have been charged? You know what? Their mother should have been charged too, because because they knew about it.
Absolutely.
They were stepping that money from him, you know, when they was a certain amount of age.
Absolutely.
So I don't think they should bring him down by himself. They should get the parents too.
Absolutely.
Because they was the one broke the law too.
Absolutely. And that's my point. That's my point. Even with the former mayor of Waterbury. I feel like the woman who he had the affair with, hopefully she got as much time as the mayor did. Hopefully she got more time than he did, because it was her daughter and her niece.
Yeah, but that's something that you ever notice that that's something that we really don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna tell you again. Like I tell
It's in the paper.
yeah, okay, it's in the paper, okay, but sometimes that journal is in the paper, they put it in there, it might not be correct.
It's okay.
Because that's journal. Like you know what they always say is don't listen to
Well, how else?
NBC.
How else would he sexually assault two pre-teenage girls?
Where they got
They're
him?
not going to voluntarily just go
Where-
up to him
where they-
and say, "Take me here." I
Well,
am.
no, they got him. They got him, but it's like to a point. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. They got him. We don't run the world. You know what I mean, right? The government runs the world. You know, the government run the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Like they can put it out there in the media and say, "Well, oh, say this and say that." The judge might sentence you like to a point. The government get like to a point can say something totally different. Okay, it's like I said, keep telling us not what you know, who you know. The government get like to a point where they say this and that. Okay, you send them, don't send them there. Just let them be home. Nobody have to know. Now, just like look at that. Look at that girl, Brittany.
Brittany.
The one that got caught with that marijuana over there in Russia.
Right. Totally different case.
Okay.
Totally different than what we're
Okay.
speaking about.
All right. But go ahead. I'm not gonna bring that up. Okay. But it's a different. You know what I mean? As I'm gonna say it very shortly. Look how they hold her up over there. You know what I mean? And look how long did it take the government to react.
Okay. We're talking about totally different
Okay,
things.
all right. But now they reacting now because too many people getting involved.
Right, but we're talking,
Okay,
because we're
all
talking
right.
about totally
Okay,
different things. I
okay.
know it's still within the crime, but we're talking about two different types of
Okay,
crimes
okay.
here.
Yes, ma'am. But go ahead.
Okay.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay, so just so that we're sticking on.
Okay.
So this is Krista with All Walks of Life again. My guest is Mr. Don Mack, and he did an episode on the 90-day podcast called Real and Personal. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen here. Okay, so he did a show on my 90-day podcast called Real and Personal. Okay, so again, we just had a discussion about the former mayor of Waterbury, former mayor Philip Giordano, and also we just got finished talking about Robert Sylvester Kelly and his sentence, his 30-year sentence, and regarding his sexual encounters with these multiple women. And I'm telling you, we have to do better as far as respecting women, respecting each other as human beings. We have to do better. We have to do better as far as sex trafficking. What we're doing when we offer our children to these men, that is called sex trafficking. That is called sex trafficking. Would you offer your daughter to any one of these men?
No. Of course I would.
Okay.
Of course I would.
Okay. So that is called sex trafficking.
But you know what though? I got a question with regards to that. Like I said before, you gotta realize that you don't know what these men was going through when they were small. See, they grown now.
Right, but it's
They
their
grown.
job to get the
Right.
help that they need.
Right, but get the right, which is true. But it's like to a point when you got a good job opportunity there, and you trying to apply for a job, it's like to a point you might get like to a point and say, well, okay, well, I can do it. But then you get like to a point, it might just flip it back on you, flashback, because these men's been treated like from their past.
Right.
from their past, but they never got no help.
Right.
So they can't help themselves.
Right.
So you know what? So that's what I'm trying to tell you is like, what they probably know they need help. The judge probably gave them help. Go get some help. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why they in there? I mean, because they do need help. That's just like
Right.
R. Kelly, just like the Waterbury man you was talking about.
Right.
We all need help. And guess what? They not the only one. It's a lot more. It's a lot more people out there that need help than sex. You know what I'm saying, right? At the time when it was going up, when it was a kid, right or wrong.
Right.
But think of what I'm trying to say. I'm not bringing. I'm used to bringing this up. For example, look what happened to a point like when all those kids got sexual lives in that church with the preacher.
Who are you referring to?
I'm referring about those pastor like the point like was messing with those kids in the church. You know, I might have heard you heard about that a while back. You see what I'm talking about? Okay, see, and guess what? And those parents knew about that because the preacher had them brainwashed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And just to piggyback what the governor who you were speaking of, I had to just go back to my phone and Google it. He was referring to Governor John Rowland.
Yep. You got it.
So
You got it. You know that's true though.
I just had to just go on my phone and
Well, I'm
just
glad you
Google
did.
that.
I'm glad you did. Now see, now you see what you did? Now look what he did.
Because I am an immature journalist trying to make the world better.
What you are, you're doing a good job. You're doing a beautiful job. It's like what you're doing is like you're letting the world know what's happening, what's going on. Just in case people skip it, they don't watch the news. You know what I mean? At least they get like they put to listen to your show. They be aware. Whoa, wait a minute now. I haven't heard nothing about that. But people need to know what's going on around you in this world. That's why I watch the news. I tell everybody to watch the news. If you don't want to watch the news, you got your cell phone. Go just on your cell phone and just get update and see what's going around you. There's more besides get on your cell phone and watching Facebook. You know what I mean? Texting, talking on the cell phone. Find out what is around you. There's a lot of stuff around you. You got pregnant what you call those people like pregnant with pregnancy around you. Like I say, you know, people really live around you. You don't know nothing about. People like to come with the prison for the same thing. You feel me, right?
Yep.
You need to stop scoping it out so you see what's around you. You don't know what's around you because right now you got to realize a lot of people have got out of jail, out of prison because I'm pretty sure you heard about it. Marijuana is legal, which is a beautiful thing. I ain't got nothing against it. You know what I mean? But I feel like that a lot of us back in the days had went to prison for some simple shit that we shouldn't have went to jail for. And guess what? And you take the other people get like to the point where they really should have went to jail for, but they didn't. Like I keep telling you guys, it's the difference. So be smart.
Right. And that's a topic for a topic for a different day.
Yeah.
That's a topic for a different day because we could talk a lot about that.
It's gonna be continuous.
So I'm gonna have you on my show again because that's a big topic for another day.
Yeah, trust me. I'm gonna get back with y'all guys on that because, like, to a point, I think we need to be a lot more smarter than what we are. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't want to get like to a point going the same path. You want to better your life.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. But I just wanted to bring that out because sex trafficking is big, and not only in other countries, but it's also big in the United States.
Yep.
And I just want to make everyone aware it's going on. And ironically, it's happening with people that we know and we see
Yeah.
with high titles or in the entertainment industry. Look at Epstein, the guy that just killed himself, the guy that owned the island, and Maylene or whatever her name is.
Mhm.
They were sex trafficking. He got the short end of the stick because he ended up killing himself, but she got some jail time, and they was not lenient with her. But sex trafficking is real, and it's happening, and it's being done by people who we think we can trust. So you have to really be careful. You have to really be careful. Okay, so
Hold on, I have one more thing. to say
okay,
about
go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
excuse me on that,
yeah,
but it's gonna be very short.
yeah, go
It's
ahead.
only
Go
like one or
ahead.
two words.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, whatever you do in the dark will come in the light.
Oh, and it doesn't matter how long it takes.
Yep.
It does, and that's the thing. It
Yep.
doesn't matter how long
Yep.
it takes.
2, 3 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but it's gonna come right back on you.
Look at the both men that we just revealed,
That's right.
Giordano and Robert Kelly.
Yep.
Whatever you do in the dark, even Epstein, whatever you do in the dark, it will come to light.
That's true.
And those are not the only, it's more men than that, more men and women. But whatever you do in the dark, it shall come to light.
Yes, ma'am. Sure will.
And it might not have hit you yet, but it will. Look at all the priests that sexually assaulted let's be specific now, the Catholic priest that sexually assaulted the young men and women in the Catholic Church. That's why the Pope went out on tour to all these Catholic churches, and he is so ashamed.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people, Catholic people, with Catholic religion, Catholic backgrounds. I mean, they, even though they went to go see the Pope, but they're still so hurt and angry of what they went through.
Yep.
That his visit does not change anything. His visit does not change the hurt and the trauma that they had to endure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you know one thing about that? It's like, don't let nobody brainwash you. When it come down, church thing is like, don't let nobody brainwash you, like, especially when it come down your kid.
mhm.
Don't never let that happen, because when somebody brainwashes your kids, have a sex with your kids, that person really don't give a shit about you no way. He trying to get you in a situation that he can have control. And once that person get control, he can control you. He can control your whole lifestyle. And next thing, what he gonna do? He gonna try to have you to bring some more people in with your friends, your family, and the next thing you know, it's gonna build up.
Mm.
It's gonna build up a group of people. But guess what? You got God. God always tell you, which is true. He always tell me, don't be a fool.
How that song goes, don't be a fool, don't throw your life away.
Okay? I mean, you might need to play that. You feel me, right? All right, man.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next story. Now, this story, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me just let me bring up the picture, and then we're gonna talk about it. Let me share my screen again.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna get rid of that one. Because we've seen enough of R. Kelly. Okay. Suspended DCF worker accused of helping mom wanted for sex trafficking. Girl has arraignment postponed.
The whole thing, it's like I try to get what did she really do when they break the law?
she helped a woman who was involved in sex trafficking, and also she helped a woman who was accused of sex trafficking escape. And plus, this woman was not supposed to be alone with her 4-year-old child. So she, being a DCF worker, helped this woman escape from the DCF, from the DCF home office, which is in Hartford. Very close.
Well, you know what? Well, that's it. What she did. I mean,
Now, this woman,
they had to be close.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they close, but I mean, it's like they had a, who knows? They might have had a relationship. They might be doing a party together. You know, they had to be close.
That's what I'm saying.
In order for somebody to do something like that, whoa.
Because my thing is, would you risk your job?
Not less, no, I don't care if we're close or not, but that one right there, I mean, they was too close. It's like to a point like that. Whoa, I ain't missing my job for nothing like that. But they had to be mighty close. So you know what? So it must be family.
Yeah, because would you risk your job? Tell me something. Would you risk your job for someone that you know have a criminal background and that is under investigation for suspected of child abuse and sex trafficking?
No,
I mean, really, would you? And you're a DCF worker?
I'm gonna waste my time. It's like the point. No, I ain't going down that way. It's like the point.
And you just recently was issued your DCF license back in 2021. That was just last year.
They're close. They're too close. They're very close. It's like to the point. So she felt like, well, you know what? It's like that's something that we don't know. Maybe that she might owe that person a favor. I mean, nobody knows. She might owe that person some money. You know, with a chance. She probably feel like that nobody would not find out about it. Which you know,
Are you kidding me? How can you not find out about it when when you're at the DCF? You're at the DCF facility.
Well, you got
It says, you're at the Department of Family and Services in Hartford at 250 Hamilton Street. At the DCF facility.
You know
Let me stop sharing this for a minute.
Yeah, that's kind of.
How can you not? How can you? I mean, number one, you have to be really, 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 really bold. You have to say, I'm done with this job. I hate my job. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna put everything out on the line. Either you in love with this woman, you're gonna risk everything you got.
When you saying family, you don't even know. It's like could be
or like you said, it could be a family member.
I mean, it could be. You don't know. It could be a mama shit. You know what I mean, right? If a mama like to point your family get close.
But no, it can't be a mama with a 4-year-old child. I mean, come on now, unless her mama. Unless her mama is Benjamin Button.
Yeah, exactly. Her mama probably like to point your girl. You better look. That's my favorite. Your grandchild, whatever. You know what I mean, right? You don't know what you don't know what goes to people's head. Thinking life is different now. Life is not the same. That's family though. You did say like it's family, right?
I did not say that she was family.
She was family, but
okay, so listen. The Hartford Police charge a Department of Children and Family social worker with helping a mother wanted on sex trafficking charges escape arrest. The mother, who was not named by police, was visiting with her 4-year-old child at a Department of Children and Families Hartford office at 250 Hamilton Street. I'm telling you, you have to be really bold. You don't care about your job. You're at your job and you want to just say, you know what? Follow me. I'm going to help you escape. I don't care about your record. I don't care what you got going on. Um, just follow me.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's like the point. I mean, that woman had to get to want to know somebody, just like you. I might ask you the same question, like the point. Would you do it if somebody,
No.
if somebody like the point, your family, like
No.
you with DCF?
It
you
doesn't
gonna
matter
make a big
whether I know them or not. No, I'm
Okay.
not risking my
And
job.
guess what? So you straight up then. So you like the point. You scared to lose your job, but other people they don't give a shit about that. They be like, whoa, you know what I mean? Maybe we might get away with it, maybe we might not. But it's a different that when you meet somebody you very close with, and they
How
feel like,
close can you be? It says the
When-
mother
when they-
was. It says the mother was only allowed to have visits with her child at the office under the supervision of 42-year-old social worker Melissa Roberson, who we just seen.
she tried to stick it out, man. So she didn't stick it out, but it worked out. So now it's like, so now she in trouble. Well, you know, I won't do it neither because it's like, I'm straight up too, but I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take it back now.
You straight up to where you would sneak somebody.
Look. Is that my mother in there? My mother, one that raised me up like that point. You know what I mean? I'm like, that was my mother that raised me up where I am today. And she asked me for help. I try to give her help with a lawyer and everything.
But not to sneak her out.
Well,
Not to put yourself.
Well, I ain't gonna stick her out, but
not
I'm
to put yourself in her and
I ain't
to
gonna
where
stick her out.
now you're in jail.
I won't stick it out. I would do
because that's stupid.
But I would do it in a better way with that. I would try to get her.
Because now she done lost her job.
You know what I'm saying?
And in jail.
Can I finish? I would try to get like to the point by me working with DCF with that company. I'm pretty sure that it's other people you can go and talk to where your mother can get some visitation rights.
This is not her mother.
Well, I'm not. I mean, a family, whatever, friend, whatever.
They did not say this was a family member.
You know what? She could have went and did it better way than that. If she was a DCF worker, she could have got like to a point and helped her a better way than that because I'm pretty sure about some DCF. She could have went in there and found out the right people she can talk to. DCF is the state, for number one. So what she did, she took matters in her own hand. She
really took matters in her own hand.
So what she should have did, she should have got to a point like did her homework and try to get to a point like who is the right people she can talk to and help that person out.
But instead, what she decided to do, Roberson then snuck the mother and the child out the back door. She snuck them out the back door.
It's Kim. Did she know it's Kim? Did you know it's Kim? What she think? This is 2022. This is not way 1975 when they didn't have no cameras.
Well, I don't know what she was thinking. Apparently.
Well, that's how they got her. It's a camera.
Apparently, she probably wasn't aware that there was cameras. I don't know, but she snuck them out the back door, loaded them into a vehicle, and took them to another location.
But I guess she didn't. You know what? She didn't probably want that job.
Roberson was aware that the family's parental rights that had been revoked due to the investigations of the suspected child abuse and sex trafficking. So she was aware. She was aware of the child abuse and the sex trafficking, and you're still going to get them out the back door? That tells me, where's your mind? Where is your mind now? Who gave you this job? I mean, I understand you have to probably take a test, get your license and all that.
She might forget about that job because she won't get a state because she won't get a state job no more. No, for real, because her name going to the system. When they put it to the system, that's worldwide. You history. So only job she gonna get right now is like, I'm pretty sure she probably gonna some time. The other name going to the system. You know what? Only job she gonna get right now, she gonna have to know somebody. Because once you start messing with a state job like that,
And then it says,
well, you know what? I take that back now. I take that back. I just say it just still go right back for that tiny thing we was talking about before.
with Roland, with the mayor,
Right. And look what they did. And he still got a state job.
and he's still.
And people could wonder why he got that state job.
Well, it may not happen for her.
I'm talking about Roland.
It may not happen for her.
Of course not, because you know why not, right? Don't you know why not? Huh? You know why not, right? Huh? We see what's going on in the world.
Amen.
It's
not gonna happen for Robinson. It's not gonna happen for Robinson.
It's not there.
So and it says DCF workers were eventually able to convince. They were able to convince. I mean, they had to plead. So they were able to convince Robinson to return to the facility, where she was immediately taken into custody and charged with first-degree hindering, prosecution, and risk of injury to a minor. The mother also returned to the facility and was arrested on a warrant. So they both was arrested. But I mean, the mother, she was already doomed because she was abusing and the sex trafficking. But you, Robinson, good job. Just got your license with a good job. You wanna do this mess?
But you know what though? I know what you're saying.
There's no second chances.
No,
I mean,
no. It's only for certain people.
You're right.
For certain people. I'm trying to tell you, we don't get no second chance. We don't get no chance.
You only get one chance.
That's it.
You only get one chance.
That's right. Well, you in there.
Possibly two, depending on
who you know,
circumstances. But
it's only
this,
who you know.
Let's pull her picture back up.
You know what? By looking at her picture like this,
let's pull her picture back up.
But she look angry on the picture though.
She looked like, damn, I done messed up.
Yeah, because like the fuck, she had a good job, but it's like, you know, maybe she might have been on drugs. You know what I'm saying? She probably on drugs. You know, at the time she wasn't thinking, but now she got time to think about it. You feel me, right?
And they say that they do. DCF say that they do this thorough background check, which I'm pretty sure they do. They had, according to them, court records do not show any criminal background in pending or resolved cases for Robinson in Connecticut. So they did a thorough background check, which they have to do, being a DCF worker. They show no criminal history or whatever. Why? Why?
You know, I think maybe like look, in order for her to do something like that, she had to get her nerves up right. She had to deal with some kind of drugs. You know what I mean? And that person, she liked that person. You know what I'm saying?
That person must have promised her something real good.
Yep. So you know what they promised, but it didn't work out. Common sense like that. When you own drugs and alcohol, what it would do to you, it would change your mind, your thoughts, and you feel like that point thinking like you can get away with it. You know what I mean? But some people can't really handle that, and they go through stuff like that, especially when you're on that heavy drugs. You know what I mean? When you're on that heavy drugs, it takes your mind.
Yeah,
it takes your mind. Tell you what, you can do it. Don't worry about it. You can do it. You know, you can get like to the point you can do it, get away with it. But no, it don't work that way. They will not know that not until at the end. But I have seen judge get like to a point like they will look at that in consideration because they wasn't in a stable mind. Once they prove that, once they prove that, they take him to the hospital for okay, this person was in, you know what I mean, wasn't in a stable mind. He need help.
Right.
Sometimes that work and sometimes it don't. It depends what you really involved in. But going and shooting up the damn school, that ain't kicking it now. You feel right? But something like that, that's not really, it's not like a big crime. Cause she could be making a state of mind. You know, I mean, she can get away with that. Like if she got a good lawyer. She really didn't do a big thing.
Yeah, she did do a
Well,
big
it's a
thing.
big
Yeah,
thing.
she did.
It's a big thing. Guess what? But she didn't do a big thing like the way that the rest of the people had done. That just like she just got help somebody get out.
But that's a big thing.
Right. That's
a big thing.
What I have seen worse.
Okay,
that.
but that is a big thing. You might have seen worse, but that's a big thing.
You can get like to a point. You can get like to a point talking to Obama, Oprah, like they tell you the same thing. What he's talking about is like he's right. I have seen worse cases than that.
Understandable, but
And
that
guess
is
what?
understandable,
saying,
but that is a big thing.
guess
When
what?
you're dealing with DCF, and
Right.
DCF, they try to protect the kids. It's all about protection of the kids.
Okay, yeah, just,
And this woman, the woman that when she did that, this woman could have hurt this 4-year-old child.
okay, now you should say it. Now think about a year ago, 2 years ago, and 3 years ago. I remember these cases. I'm pretty sure you probably did too. Look what happened when DCF got to a point like was giving these kids out to foster parents.
Mm-hmm.
And the foster parent was abusing these kids.
Right.
And which they got to a point was not doing no background because they wasn't doing their job.
Right.
When the kids got abused,
was this in Connecticut?
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I understand DCF is
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh yeah. This was in Connecticut. Happened in Connecticut. It's all over. But now they got strict now. They were just giving because just like you see what happened a while ago?
Mm-hmm.
They gave that person a kid. It was like family thing. The same thing you probably heard of a rabbi. It's not what you know, it's who your family thing so they can get the money.
But that's not what it is. That's not what we're talking about in this case.
We was talking about, like I'm just saying that, look what happened when DCF not doing their job. So that means that's the case then. But I remember that when this person got like to a point it was 3 of them. No name, cannot remember the name. Don't want to remember the name because now they got strict because that they got caught because the state got involved, you know what I mean? Because they was giving kids out to their relative. You heard about that? To their family. So they can get the money. It was a while back. I remember that. I'm pretty sure people.
Okay, this was in Connecticut?
That was in Connecticut.
Okay.
I remember that. I'm pretty sure people probably say, yeah, he's absolutely right.
Well, we are immature. Well, I am an immature journalist, so I will have to research that and find that.
Yeah, please, and bring that topic back because that topic right there will get like to a point. It might relate to that because DCF is like, now if you look at DCF now, they try to make a change now. One time before, they were strict. They had loosened up their guards.
Okay.
They got to a point like, it was like about the money. They had on the news. Now they're getting back strict now because they was getting sued.
Okay.
Because their kids were getting sexual abused,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about it in the news a while back. I heard it. So it's like, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have to do better. I mean, these are people in positions where they got good jobs and they chose to risk it.
Exactly.
We don't heard 3 cases where these are people with good jobs and they chose to risk it all. For what?
I'll tell you one thing. If I had a job like that, the state, I ain't gonna risk it. Look, state? What? Good benefits, good job. But guess what though? Now, the state is like now that hate to say it, they don't pay that much no more like they used to. Right now, they go on contract.
But that's no reason for you to do
What you gotta do.
what you got to do, because they don't pay enough.
Yeah, they ain't paying them
You
nothing.
still have
They
a
broke-
job to do, and you still have a job to do very well.
They broke down.
And you have.
They broke down. They broke down because they got to sue so many times. You know what I mean, right? We foster kids, just give them out to other people. They be getting abused. I'm trying to tell you. They broke.
Yeah, because I know we when I first started my All Walks of Life,
Yeah.
we when we were doing our pilot,
Mhm.
we did an article on what kind of mother would do this to her kids. And matter of fact, we watched a movie there was a movie made about two white women who took care of some foster kids, and they just mistreated the foster kids.
Yeah.
And they one of the foster kids, it, the movie, the remake to the movie, it was a black guy. He remade the movie. He kind of made it into like instead of making it into a tragedy, which it was a tragedy,
Yep.
but he kind of made it into a comedy, a comedy. Even though it was a tragedy, but he kind of made it into a comedy where, even though everybody died in the movie, but he made it to where the young man did survive, the young boy did survive. And if I had my notes with me, I could probably go back and look up my notes, but if I had my notes with me, I could look it up. But anyways, the whole concept is these mothers, these foster parents, like you said, they have to do better. They have to
Yeah.
take better care of these kids. They have to want to have these kids. They need to do a better job. They need to do a better job. If you want to be a foster parent, that's fine. Do a better job being a foster parent. If you don't want to be a foster parent, then don't, because not everybody is good at being a parent.
And don't just only do it for the money.
Don't only do it for the money. You're right. Do it because of the love that you have for your children, and don't take care of your child better than you would the foster kid.
Exactly.
Take care of all the kids equally.
Do it from the heart.
Do it from the heart, because there's nothing worse than you taking care of your kid so well, and then when it comes to the foster kid, you treat the foster kid like crap. So do a better job on being a foster parent.
And treat them the same as you would treat your child.
Exactly. So these cases, I'm telling you, we have to do better. We have to do better.
Yep.
We have to do better. But that's my show today on All Walks of Life. My name is Crystal Renee, and again, I am an immature journalist trying to make the world better. And my guest today is Mr.
Don Mott. And guess what? And she gonna make the world better too, trust me. She's on it, all right.
And this will not be his last visit. We're gonna welcome Don Mack again on a different episode, because we still have so much that I know he has a lot that he wants to talk about. I know he opened up the door for other subjects, so we're gonna invite him back again on a different day. Would you like to come back on a different day?
Oh yes, ma'am. Guess what? I'm proud to be on your show.
Well, we are proud to have you on our show. So again, thank you for joining us on All Walks of Life, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. something. You could have said it.